Scorpio moon feels like the perfect day to take my dad's ashes and transfer them into this beautiful urn that my daughters bought for him. But also to talk about like how magical it is when somebody crosses out of their physical body, which really is only 5% of who we are. The rest of us is made up of energy, and how they're able to just be, and it's an expansion of consciousness. And in this country, it's such a it's such a stigma, death. People don't want to talk about it. They feel uncomfortable around it. I have witnessed things happening in this house since my father crossed over that are definitely like his energy showing up, showing me that he's fine and he's in the higher realms playing. It's just so magical. But I'm wondering how many people don't ever experience that because their minds are so close to it, or they just don't know it's a possibility. They think, light switch on, that's your life, shut it off, it's death, there's nothing there. But that couldn't be further from the truth. There's been ways he's been showing up. And last night, actually, my dog goes on occasion to my mom's hospital bed. They had taken my dad's away after he passed away. And she goes in there and curls up. And when she's in there, I know, I can feel him in there. It's like she misses him so much. She wouldn't go in there for at least 10 days after he died because she just was so sad and mopey. And then I'll catch her in there in the early evening. And I'm like, yeah, Dad's in here. I can feel it. And it was the same thing last night. But I left her in there in the dark because I thought, you don't need light. There's a light streaming in from my bedroom. It's fine. I went off, I fed my mom dinner. My mom the entire time was in the living room. We have one big living room kitchen area. And she came to have dinner. And afterwards she went back and sat on the sofa to watch her show. And I went down the hallway and all of a sudden I'm like, what? The light over their bed was on. And I was like, well played, Dad. That's like magic, man. You're learning to manipulate the physical. And my best girlfriend here, my dearest girlfriend, is a lifelong medium. And I called her last night and she's like, yes, because when they leave so quickly in the physical and they, exited so fast, they're able to come back because it was easy for him. He wasn't lingering, it was just a quick. And she knew 2 days before he got really sick, she called me and she asked me, look, I just want to check in with you. Are you going to be okay if your dad decides to flip a switch and leave quickly? If you can't get back there, are you going to be okay with that? And I'm like, well, I gave him 4 years of care and all my life as his daughter. I'm going to have to be okay with that. Because I was going to drive home at the end of January, but then this came up in November. And she's like, well, can you fly home? And I was like, yeah, I got a flight. So I came home and he passed 17 hours after we got here. But the ways he's showing up, if I didn't have the belief system or the awareness that we're just consciousness and that we're really not these physical bodies, I probably would miss all this magic. So I really hope that people begin to realize that quantum physics and quantum mechanics and quantum entanglement, that we're all part of one, and we have more entanglement with people that we're really close to maybe than others, that we haven't met, even though we're still part of the same field, that they're never really gone from you. Even in the physical body, when you're both still here, you can have quantum entanglement with somebody that you've had a really deep relationship with, and they'll come into dream time, or you get a bad feeling and something's going on with them, and you call them and they confirm that, yes, that's what's going on. That's just part of the magic of this universe. So I really am excited that he's showing up like that. And I miss him. I mean, there's times when I get sad and I have some tears. And I'm like, I miss you, Dad. I miss that voice and just your softness and your gentleness. And that physical aspect's gone, but he is so present here. And my prayer is that everybody could experience this when their loved ones cross over, because it's so comforting and it's fun. It's fun to watch him do certain things and manipulate the energy and know that it's him 100%. I've had this gift my entire life that I've been really tapped in, because I do have a Scorpio ascendant and Neptune in the first house, which is the dreams, and Neptune rules Pisces. It's the collective unconscious. I can tap in really well. And I have 4 planets in the 8th house, which is Scorpio's house. And, it's my consciousness, the sun, Jupiter, which expands all of that, my North Node of destiny, and my Venus, how I love very deeply, very intimately. That's all in Scorpio's realm. So for me, this is natural. But for a lot of people, it's not. But just know that these things are possible. And I hope you have that experience someday, because it's very comforting. So I just want to speak on that. And, the energies are intense. We're coming up to a new moon eclipse coming up on Monday. It's we're in the eclipse sandwich, as they're saying. And I definitely am feeling it. But to know that he crossed over right before that other eclipse is just awesome. The timing, he was ready. So that's my prayer for everybody, that you get to experience some of the beauty when they shed the body and they get to play and fly free. It's just amazing. You guys hold on tightly, because we're going through, like I said, more astrology, and the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is coming up on the solstice on the 21st. So ride those waves, everybody, and just breathe through it. Take care.